Hello everyone and welcome to your second Grasshopper tutorial. So in this tutorial we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about how to work between Grasshopper and Rhino. So in Grasshopper what you basically do is create geometries and have like mathematical calculations, kind of relationships between these geometry and try to create some form of well, changeable data or something like that. So it's really fun to work with Grasshopper. And the last tutorial I told you to click on all the commands you can see and try to understand them. Starting from this tutorial, we're going to be more specific about them and serious and no need to go all crazy. So first thing you want to know is that not everything you create in Grasshopper will be showing in Rhino, and not everything you work in Rhino is connected to Grasshopper. So putting that in mind, let's say that I wanted a point to be working with both, like both programs, or both the main program and the program. So what I do is I click on point, or I just double click and write point. And when you notice when I double click and I hit point, there's like more than one option. You have point list, projection point, point polar, street point, a lot of stuff. But in this basic tutorial, I'm just going to talk about the basic parameters that are really easy and standard and like simple. So, and I want the line, and I want the circle. Now let's do a curve. Okay, not this curve, obviously. I want the other curve, the simple curve. And if you notice, like the parameters are with like a hexagon black shape, so it's really easy to separate them from all these a little bit hard to remember definitions. So just click again, right box, double click, and let's do print. Okay, so we have like a lot of definitions. Let's just make them a little bit more neat and tidy. You notice that they're colored orange, and they're going to switch colors in a short time. So let's say I wanted a point. What you basically do, if you want the point from Grasshopper to be in Rhino, you basically draw your point in Rhino. And how you do that, like how, now if I move this point, it has nothing to do with the point I just created in Grasshopper. So what you have to do is just right click and hit set one point, and then choose that point, and that's how you get your point to be working with both Grasshopper and Rhino. Now the good thing with this point is that you can move it in Rhino. If you move it here, it doesn't move in Rhino. So yeah, just a heads up on that. You also notice that it's colored gray. Now gray means in Grasshopper that there's something in it. That's why some people call it containers, because it needs something to be in it, like to contain something. And orange means nothing is set to it, like it doesn't contain anything. So if you want a line, what you also do is you just draw your line. Now this is a polyline, and you're going to notice that the line, it takes only one line at a time, or multiple lines depending. So let's say I want another line. Just hit C and D, because I want to show you something. And you just hit line, right click, set one line, and you choose your line by actually drawing on top of your line again. And that's your line. The thing is, you also, like here, you cannot move this line because you basically drew a line out of scratch from Grasshopper. So just be aware of that. Now what I want to say, like you can set multiple lines by just clicking like right mouse button and try clicking set multiple lines, and just draw all these lines again. And then hit enter or your right mouse button and go back to your Grasshopper, and you notice that these are the lines you created. Now if you notice, like let's move this original line, it didn't draw all the lines. Huh, weird. Okay, I'm gonna try something again. I probably did a mistake here. Set multiple lines. Okay, so like every time you draw a line, it just it stops the command, so you really have to be aware of that. What I did was I was supposed to draw okay, let's say I want this polyline again, so just move it out of the chaos we just did. We'll do another line. Now I also notice like when I click on them, you see that the colors are green. Green means this is the one you're selecting. So same thing with the point. Point is green, line is green. So what you have to do when you want to set multiple lines, let's choose a line again, double click, right line, and let's do this again. Set multiple lines. So I'll draw them piece by piece. Start, and again. So you have to be aware that you have to click on the point twice when you want to start the next one to get like your full polygon. So if I move this is how you get your full polygon. Okay? So just be aware of how you create a polygon. So other than that, let's say I want a curve. So what you do, you just draw your curve in Rhino and right click, set one curve, and there you go, your curve. Same thing goes with the plane, like if you draw a plane and you hit set one plane. Okay, I'm sorry. I meant surface. Plane is a complete different thing. So you move your plane and right surface this time. Right click, set on surface, and you got your surface. Now, if you notice, the things we created again, like it seemed to be from scratch. From Grasshopper, it doesn't move. Like you can't move these at all. What you can move is this, the things that are connected between Rhino and Grasshopper. Like the surface, this is in Rhino and Grasshopper, and so with your points. You can actually move them, but other than that, you can't. So some definitions are a little bit, you have to be aware of if you can move them or not, because sometimes it does make a difference. The hardest one is going to be your box. Now, if you make a box, let's say you want to do it the same way I did everything. So you create the first box, and you want to set this box to be in Grasshopper. Now, if you right click and hit set multiple box, you notice that you have to redraw the box all over again. So let's say you want to draw the box same way. It's really hard because it's really tricky to create the box. What you can do is either, like, if you had set one box, you can actually draw the box again, and this is a Grasshopper box, which you do from scratch from Grasshopper, and you can't move it. Or if you want to set this box, like you have a certain dimensions for the box, and you want this box to be in Grasshopper. So what you do is you make a new box, because they're all gray now, so they all have something in them. And what you want to do is use your four views, and this is something I really don't like that much, but in this case we have to do this way. So just right click, set one box, and draw it on your top view. Draw your square in your top view, and then from your front or right view, it doesn't matter, just draw it again, and there you go, the exact same box drawn on your perspective. So that's a good thing. And another thing is that you cannot move the box which you created in Grasshopper, so be also aware of that. Other than that, now if you like delete, let me see. Okay, let's just delete these boxes. If you delete, if you close in Grasshopper, everything you did suddenly disappeared. And at the first time I did this, I actually freaked out, and it took me a little while to understand what happened. What I didn't know is that there's something you have to do if you want things to transfer from Grasshopper and Rhino, and that is baking it. So it's like if you open Grasshopper again, don't be afraid. Like the last time you work with Grasshopper usually opens, and they're really careful about that. So let's just tidy this up. Okay, although it won't make a difference. But like if I want everything I drew in Grasshopper to be in Rhino, what you need to do is just you either right click and hit on bake, or you just select all or select everyone and click on your mouse wheel, and you can see the sunny side up egg, and this is your bake. Now everything you drew in Grasshopper is going to be in Rhino. So if you close this, you notice that everything is in Rhino. This is like a really important thing to learn from the beginning, because I panicked the first time I created my first Grasshopper program, and I had no idea what was going on. So please remember how to transfer things from your Grasshopper to Rhino, and from Rhino to set it in Grasshopper. So next tutorial we're going to talk about mathematical operations. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next tutorial.